How does Cheqroom specifically alleviate maybe the stresses that come around with, probably one of the more stressful sides of the operation sides of the business, which is just keeping track of all of your equipment and knowing where it is? How do you all help with that?
Well, definitely, it's one of the stresses that barely gets seen from the outside. So if you're a spectator of sports, you don't know what's going on at all. What Cheqroom does is we're actually an equipment management platform that makes everything easier, right? We help some of the biggest brands in the world make sure that equipment room that you don't see, that it runs like clockwork.
What are some examples of folks you've worked with?
Well, you have the big media broadcasters, the sport broadcasters, the Fox Sports and ESPNs of the world. And obviously, there's more than that. There's even the teams as well, the NFLs, NBAs, the NHLs of the world, some of the bigger golf tournaments as well. So we make sure that at least those companies have the visibility of the assets they own, that those assets are ready to go at any given time, that those things are available, because like any good shoot, any good project needs that stuff ready. And then at last, also like a way to hold people accountable. Like our platform really allows you to work with people you barely know, even that go out with your very expensive equipment and hopefully come back in great shape as well.
So as a single product kind of company, when someone gets involved with you all, what's that process like? Like, what is it about working with Cheqroom that, makes this an easier process than maybe it would be if you tried to do it on your own?
Of course, like the way how people do it today, it's pretty obvious. It's either pen and paper and spreadsheets. And what we try to do as a platform is at least play well with whatever you've done already. That means integrating or importing lists of equipment that you have sitting there in an Excel or in a spreadsheet, making sure that those enter in the inventory platform and we kind of unlock it or open it up for other people. That means that your entire team and even outsiders can join, get the full picture of the inventory, and can even in the studio or on the road, just open their app and see like, hey, what equipment is it that I have? What am I missing? What if it breaks down? Can I just flag it as being broken? I can add a little bit of context, like pictures of what exactly happened. We actually make sure that Cheqroom creates the nice workflow. So your equipment repair guy can be notified automatically, like pieces are pulled out of available equipment automatically. We make sure that those things happen in a very frictionless way.
For someone like you who sits in the C-suite chair that you do, what's maybe a key trend in the industry that you're keeping an eye on? Are those problems alleviating a bit, or is the opportunity still there for a company like you to play a really integral role? What are you keeping an eye on going into the new year?
There's a couple of trends that make me super happy because they kind of build into what I'm trying to make as a difference for makers, right? For video producers. I think there's a big trend of doing more with less. That means the same amount of people doing more projects or faster projects. I also see a second trend of like setups getting a lot more mobile. A flight pack gets shipped off to a location and comes back the week afterwards already. Like those things are very, very hard or if not impossible to do in an old way. In a pen and paper way with text messages or spreadsheets, that's where we come in. And that's what makes me happy because we kind of optimize the software to play well in those environments.